Perfect. Okay, so here we are with the 911 interview. Maybe 902 today with your son.
Yeah.
So this is introduce yourself and.
My name is Cesar Millan.
And I am Andre Millan.
Yes, and these are the stars of your new show, Dog Nation, right?
That's correct.
That we're filming here in Chicago. We're in Chicago.
Beautiful city.
It's a father and son team.
Okay.
You know, I'm teaching not teaching because he already knows what I do. Now is we're practicing. You know, at the same time, I want him as a generation millennium to pass this information and to inspire his generation to be more preventative. Because the generation I'm working with is a generation they did everything wrong, so I have to help them rehabilitate those behaviors. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So this is it could have viewers from really young to.
Well, that's the goal is to reach my
family.
generation, which is 22, and wherever it stops at.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
So how many dogs does everyone? Tell me about how many dogs you have.
Well, he has one.
I have one.
My two kids already live in their own homes.
Okay.
And so I'm very happy about that,
Uh-huh.
you know. And of course, this is a family that can't live without a dog.
Cannot,
And so both of the kids have a dog, and he has one, a pug.
Yeah, this is a household. I have another one at the ranch, but
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
We have. And I personally have 4 at home, and then 20 at the ranch.
20 at the ranch. Wow. Okay. So you're filming in the South Side of Chicago, right?
Yes, sir.
We find out that in the south side there's a lot of stray dogs, and they need help. It is a lady called Michelle Kong, who is unofficially a rescue organization. She's doing great for the south of Chicago, and we want to give her a platform. We want to put a spotlight on her. Chicago does great for the community, and so we want to make sure that we're part of that, because it's really what makes a nation strong is really the community. People helping each other, and if I have a platform like what I have on TV and a son that wants to continue what I do, I want to make sure that they know they can count on us.
Yeah, excellent. Now, what do you think of the dog parks of Chicago? You've seen a few?
Well, dog parks are all pretty much the same.
Okay.
Really the dog park is created by the people. In some areas they put fences. In some areas, like in New York, you can go to the same park, but from certain time to certain time it becomes a dog park. It's an unofficial dog park in New York. But the dog park is the people who makes it. So the rules, the boundaries, the limitations, the true social interaction is dictated by the human. And that's why I want to make sure that people understand there is such a thing of creating a harmonious experience between dogs and their humans. A lot of times in dog parks, people separate. Like people with larger dogs with smaller dogs, they separate. And so that creates the opposite of social. It becomes an antisocial behavior, and a lot of times, the big dog or the little dogs run back and forth from a fence, so they do fence fighting in a social interaction. And so it's a lot of things that people unconsciously are doing wrong.
What about like the doggy beach? Is it a different thing?
People at the beach, their energy is different because there's really no boundaries. They actually know their dog a lot more. They know that there's going to be a level of excitement due to the water and the ocean or the throwing the ball. And people understand that they have to keep the dog away from people, because people at the beach have a tendency to sit down on the floor and bring food. So a lot of people have much more control at the beach than at a dog park.
Oh.
Which is usually off leash too, so it's
Right. Yeah, that would be running well. Okay. People have been asking about. I have fan questions for later because tons of fans. Everybody wants to hear from you. They talk about like the small dogs as opposed to the large dogs.
Yeah.
So what's the dynamic of that, and how is, if they say that the small dogs bark a lot and they.
I think the small dogs, people don't reinforce the same behavior from a larger dog.
Okay.
more than.
And so think about it this way, so people can actually agree with, because if we're not in agreement, we will never actually help the problem. So if you're a driver, no matter what size you are, it's the same rules for you. You say, if it's a gender, it doesn't matter. So when you're driving a car, the same rules, boundaries, and limitations apply to you, right? So even if it's a small car to a big car. So when people are leading a dog, should be the same concept, the same rules, boundaries, and limitations. So that way the little dog doesn't feel that he owns more, or that he can get away with things. A lot of times people with little dogs, when the little dog is misbehaving, they carry him and then they suit him, which that only makes the little dog believe that that's a behavior that you're looking for. But can you imagine people with Rottweilers trying to do the same? It's impossible.
Right.
Plus, everybody is expecting a person with a powerful breed to have more control, because those dogs are already labeled as aggressive or dangerous dogs.
Right.
You see, so that just tells you how ignorant we still are, even though we love dogs, because it's still the stereotype.
Yeah.
You know, so they see you with a certain breed, immediately people walk away from you. But if you have a little dog, people go towards you, and often little dogs bite people.
True.
See, so there's a lot more dog bites from little dogs than large, because a lot of people don't actually tell, you know, or say, you know, my dog bit somebody because it's little.
Yeah.
So they let her get away with a lot of things.
They pass it off.
We have little dogs, we have medium-sized dogs, we have large dogs, and the way you show love to the pack, to the family, is making sure that all share same rules, boundaries, limitations. It's no different from raising a family.
Yeah.
I have 2 kids, same rules, boundaries, limitations,
Okay.
same goals, same love. You know,
Uh-huh.
we have to do this as a community, as a
unit.
family, as a unit.
Yeah. So equal rights for all dogs.
Yeah.
They need to be treated equal, of course.
It's like freedom of
Any kind
speech,
of
but
dog.
freedom of being a dog.
Because there's gay dogs, there's straight dogs. And I remember one time with an interview, you told me holding a dog up is really confusing to a dog.
Well,
it puts them on a different level, right? Puts them
especially
above
the
it.
little dogs, you know. So think about it that way, you think about the physics. So you put a larger dog here, he's gonna look at the situation that it's a predator. So you tell a predator to go to a higher place so he can see prey.
Okay.
Dog is a domesticated animal, but it still has this predatory behavior. That's what they chase.
Yeah. Okay. Got it. Okay. Let's do a few questions from the fans. Have you ever talked to a dog from the other side? That's
Like a psychic kind of thing?
Yeah.
I personally have a relationship with Daddy, you know, a dog that helped me raise Andre and Calvin.
Oh,
I think the spirit of a dog lives with us, and that dog meant so much to you that you want to have that physical presence of that dog. You know, because he was a very wise dog. There is such a thing, a very wise dog.
But do we
cool.
see him in our dreams? Yes.
Yeah.
You know, they do.
Yeah.
There's times where we wake up like, hey, you know, I dreamed of Daddy.
Yeah.
And just like, dude, I had the same dream.
Yeah.
It's like, whoa.
Nice. Okay.
That means you're very connected. You know what I
Yes.
mean? Yeah.
Right.
Impacting.
Someone asked me about she wants to be an alpha, you know, like taking care of that, but then she also wants to be the mom. How does she balance that?
That is balance.
Okay.
Well, I love this guy, but I have to lead this guy.
Of course.
You know what I mean? So, leading is love. Love is leading. So that's a very confusing thing that people think that you have to be
Two roles.
Yeah,
Two
you have to.
separate roles.
It's the same. It's the same. And some people call it. What is it called when they say you have to be tough love? No, it's actually tougher for a dog to live without rules, boundaries, limitation. It's tougher because he doesn't know what's expected of him.
Yeah.
And, you know, and so when the dog misbehaves, quote unquote, people get frustrated or angry, or they feel guilty or sorry. You see, so if your dog has rules, boundaries, limitations, then he understands what to do. Then you give him affection. So you give him affection for a well-behaved, you know, dog. Yeah. So it's actually it's the balance. It's the body, the mind, the heart. It's not just the heart. Love is not enough.
I get it. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, deep. Do you ever go back to Sinaloa? Have you been able to?
So what?
Have you guys been back to Sinaloa and gone back?
Well, you know, yeah, this is something that he's been wanting to do for a little while, but I've been traveling a lot, and we definitely have to go see the family. We're family people, so we get to see them once a year.
Okay.
You know, but he wants to go back. Yeah, he loves the food. We're foodies.
Oh, the food's
Food
good.
enthusiasts.
I've been
Food
there.
enthusiasts. I think beyond enthusiasts.
I've had the food there. Yeah.
Yeah.
They asked me if you were a fan of Pedro Infante.
Pedro Infante, he's from Sinaloa. He's from Mazatlan,
They
Sinaloa.
wanted to know.
Yeah, yes, of course. You know, people that inspire me. A lot of people don't know that I want to be a singer. And so he's, you know, I grew up watching the mariachis and the charros. That was my movies back in the. That was the Clint Eastwood part. You know, the John Wayne. Those were my John Waynes and my Clint Eastwood guys.
Yeah, awesome. Where else is the show going to, or where else are you guys?
St. Louis, and then we go to San Francisco, San Diego, and back home to LA.
Okay.
Yeah,
Nice.
it's a road trip. It's definitely a family road trip where we're making a big difference, and I'm very happy, very excited. You know, this show is completely new for what I normally do.
Yeah, it sounds like a
Yeah.
great concept, though.
Yeah,
Did you
I
come
love
up with
it.
the concept?
It's a combination of a lot of people. I wanted to do something with my kids. You know, my Calvin has a show too, so I wanted Andrew to do the millennials part of it.
Nice.
So I take care of the mature and more senior people, and Calvin takes care of the children, and Andrew takes care of the adolescent people.
Do we know where this is going to be shown at? And what's
Nat Geo Wild.
Nat Geo Wild, yeah.
Okay, perfect.
I mean, I have another show besides this, but this the other show is more of an educational and more informative type of show, and this about pets and stuff, and this one is more instinctual and more about natural, behaviors and about
Yeah, and
nature.
community driven, and like
Communities.
we go to a certain place and I do a live demonstration because a lot of people still believe that what I do is edit,
Yeah.
and so once
I don't believe it.
the show
Yeah,
makes
you're
you a
too good.
fan, but
You're
the
just too
real
good.
once you see it live, you become a believer.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yes,
Yeah.
you
Okay.
say you believe it type of thing.
Yeah.
And you have a website people can go to? And all
Yeah, we have a website it's called CesarsWay.com, and
Okay.
that's where people get a lot of information. We're constantly, doing new things, and does videos for me as well.
Okay.
I'm really good at social media, so it's things that he can't reach out to, I
Right.
come in and fill those voids.
What a great team.
Yeah.
Well, that's what our family's all about.
Yeah,
You raise them to
right.
become somebody with joining you at one point, and this is the hard work.
Give back to the
This
nation.
is what leadership and affection is all about.
Yeah.
I have to lead by example.
Mhm.
I have to love them. I have to encourage them. I have to get them in that frame of mind, what to do, what not to do, and then one day they come out and say, "I want to join in."
Yeah.
It's like,
And he's a great leader, so I mean, every day is a learning experience.
Obviously, awesome. Okay, well, great. Thank you so much
Thank you.
for the interview. and-
Enjoy the show. Cesar Millan, Dogs Nation, Nat Geo Wild. My man right here.
Yes.
My boy, I was gonna say. He's not a boy anymore.